Welcome back, hard forkers. This is going to be a good show. Why is it going to be a good show? Because we're going to argue about whether I should go long on Bitcoin or Ethereum at the end of the show. So the boys are going to give their perspectives on that, and I will be making that trade immediately after the show. Mr. Gonzo, first up, you look a little bit different.
I got a chin. It lives. I got rid of the beard. Yeah, man. It's just time for a change.
Go for the Dunstan look. We love it.
Exactly. Clean cut.
Not really clean cut for all of us, but
you'll be able to see next week the progress. You'll be like, oh, you didn't even shave.
Dunstan, we made a show 2 days ago and you said Bitcoin's going to be 30K by...
No, you took me out of context, man. I told you that I made a bet with somebody last year in December.
I told all my viewers that Bitcoin is going to be 30K by Christmas because of you.
No, I said on your show that I made a bet that Bitcoin is going to be 30K, right? Last year.
Yeah. What, and you think you're losing that bet now?
Well, I lose most of my bets when I bet, though.
All right, before we get going, because part of the reason at the end of the show, I'm going to take a long position on either Bitcoin or Ethereum on Prime XBT. Shout out to Prime XBT. Thank you for your continued support. You make this channel happen. So, Dunstan, are you retracting? Should I be going short?
No. I'm mostly long on BTC, maybe just in November.
Well, you said you were selling it the other day, and you were correct. It's gone down.
See?
But is it time to get back in?
Of course.
Right.
It's always time to get
so
in.
I'm expecting at the end of the year, it should be around 23 to 25 rather than 30. 30 was my bet last December with somebody. I suspect I'll be losing 2 pizzas because of that.
Most people, I'll buy your pizza if it's 25. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, but it should be around 23 to 25 by Christmas.
Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna throw a question at Stefano in a minute. But in your opinion, before we get into the show, should I go long on Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Always, bro.
Which one?
Bitcoin.
Okay. Stefano,
what's up?
Give me 5 reasons you're bullish on Ethereum or in crypto in general.
So number one, which is obviously the one that everybody's talking about, institutions. Just if we're looking at the latest two, today or yesterday, I think, Grayscale bought 100,000 ETH, just like to mention. And DBS has officially launched the exchange for net worth individual and financial institutions. So banks, the biggest bank in Southeast Asia is literally entering. Many other banks are also looking, but those are just like the public things or what is happening. Number two, on why I'm actually bullish on Ethereum is the amount of new products that is coming out that is completely twisting apart from the classic speculation aspects of just trading and so on, but like the fact that you can do things with Ethereum at this point. Giving you like some examples that like what I was doing research, there is now this product called 2Pay, I think it is, that does referral links. So you can like crop your URL, and if someone is clicking there, you got like a little bit of tokens, which goes back on that.
We could get 2Pays for Mr. Gonzo and Dunstan.
Pretty much like it gets like to that point on like that universal basic income concept on like what we spoke in the past. The gaming industry is going up, like either on a play to earn with Axie, we covered that multiple times, but also like with games and AAA games trying to like approach a blockchain in a specific way. Think about Blancos, for example. You're not earning the tokens there, but like if you want to like trade the little things, the characters, you will have to enter and exit the blockchain. So in general, what I'm seeing compared to like what happened in the past is that like we're not talking about like just a white paper, documents and so on, but there are like real products that you can use that are actually switching apart from the simple financial institutions as financial modeling and so on. Number three, easy one is obviously the fact that if we're looking at like the historical data, the cycles, and so on, it seems that in 2021 we should have a bull run, simply because it happens with periodical timeline and so on. So we should go up next year. Number four, and that is like 4 and 5, I would say, are relating to what happened this year with the COVID first and the economical crisis second. So number one, the fact that COVID has pushed in a crazy way the digitalization and the way of working in general on individuals. Think about like conferences that are actually moving online, the smart working, the not being like obliged of like going to the office every single day and so on. All of those things means like that we're spending more time in front of the screen, yes, but we're also like starting accepting the fact that spending time online to do things that we were doing offline, it's actually okay. It's totally fine. And that support the theory and like the arguments on, for example, things like the NFTs. Like, why would you buy a digital paint? It's better to have one that you can just like touch. And, you know, as we're doing things in a digital way, it becomes more normal and normal. Number 5 and last, which is still on the COVID thing about the economical crisis that we're seeing, the dollar this year alone got print what, 20% of the supply or something along those numbers. The unemployment rate has skyrocketed. The stock market is still booming for no specific reason, considering that the economy is completely collapsing down. But apart from that, basically, we're starting seeing the fact that people are getting very worried on like, what do I do with my money? It's not a fact of like just the institutions that are like, okay, I don't want to buy real estate or gold anymore. I want to start like expanding in other territory as well. But also the simple human being that has like those 5, 10, 20, 50K, whatever it is in the bank account, start being like, wait a second, every year, I'm actually losing money. Every month, every day at this point, I'm losing money. So I want to put my money somewhere where like, at least I'm not gaining anything, but at least I'm not losing either. And, you know, you can't buy a house, like that's too expensive. You would have to get a loan and blah, blah, more problems. While the power of blockchain, and we've seen that multiple times on BTC or Ethereum, just to quote the first two, is that you're not obliged to buying like a single unit. You have $10, $100, you can actually put that into BTC. And nowadays, it's becoming fairly simple. We can argue, obviously, on like not your key, not your cryptos, and so on and so on. But using systems like Coinbase from a UI and UX point of view for people that are not familiar with this space, it's now fairly easy to do that. So there you have it, your 5.
Okay, very good. So a couple of the things I want to cover tonight, guys, are maybe some of the differences between investing in either Bitcoin or Ethereum. As I say, I'm about to make a long on my Prime XBT account at the end of the show. Mr. Gonzo is also our sort of resident expert in uncovering some of the the great innovations happening in the space. We're going to be looking at a company called Mintable and what you're doing with that very shortly, Mr. Gonzo. But listen, question for you. I would say 2020 has been very much the year of corporations seeing Bitcoin maybe even as a blue chip. You know, it's not embarrassing to talk about it anymore. In fact, you're probably going to lose your job if you're not knowledgeable on it and taking a position. Mr. Gonzo, how do you see the adoption of Ethereum at a corporate level? Stefano's just mentioned that Grayscale obviously have a major position in it. What do you see happening sort of macro level on Ethereum from a corporation point of view?
What do you mean? Are they using
as a treasury asset?
Like...
As a treasury asset.
Oh, I see. I don't know. They just follow the big guys. It seems like everybody's starting to do it now, right? Like, there's a funny meme going around like, Sailor bought the top, dump it to 12K. Like everybody's pronouncing all this stuff that they're buying so like near an all-time high. It seems pretty bullish, but I mean, as far as like the next wave will be when the corporations start using the technology. and all that stuff's being built on Ethereum, like Stefano, was talking about, like all these dApps and lending products and financial instruments. Ethereum is where they're building it, right? So they're gonna, the next wave is when they start using them for payroll and making payments and stuff, like, and like every sector has like these front runners, these businesses that are starting to use crypto and blockchain technologies. So, and it's starting to happen, and they're all using Chainlink to get the price feeds.
I didn't ask you about Chainlink.
But they're going to be a
knew he was
major
gonna do
adopter for crypto. A major corporate adopter for crypto is going to be Chainlink.
So look, Dudson, I'll get you to comment on, next question. This we're having a bit of fun here about whether I go long on ETH or Bitcoin at the end of the show. Look, the innovation on Bitcoin, really, arguably, there isn't any, and maybe that's its strength. Maybe that's its strength. It's not change. We know what it is now. We've had those civil wars. It is becoming that treasury asset. As I say, 2020 has definitely been the year of the corporation. Whether or not it'll become a potentially a government player, a reserve asset. You've got Larry Fink making some pretty big statements recently. We'll come to that shortly. But what are your thoughts on Ethereum from a corporate investment point of view? Do you think they're understanding the innovation happening there, and how do you think they're sort of understanding the differences between Bitcoin and Ethereum?
I think a couple of things to take note with this. Most of the blockchain developers, is true, they are Ethereum developers. But actually, they are, when they say they are blockchain developers, what they actually are is they only know how to mess around with the smart contracts, changing some parameters, changing some numbers and so on. Then many of these companies, these traditional companies, they'll be like, oh, this bugger has done some blockchain development, so therefore we are going to employ them. So what's going to happen is there has already been a series of governments, banks, and large corporations that have been fucked epically by developers of Ethereum, or people who actually know how to mess around with smart contracts. Yeah, because they are not delivering products, they are just taking some codes of some other Ethereum developers and like saying that I've done it and so on. So there's a lot of these stuff going on. But even though these things are going on, right, it is also true that most of the blockchain developments or most of the adoption is happening on the Ethereum front. Most of the financial adoption is happening on the Bitcoin front. These are two different things to take note.
Give us an estimate then on that time lag where maybe corporations will go, whoa, okay, the Ethereum's bringing a lot to the table here.
But you see, right? But I'm still gonna separate those two, because what the world is starting to see, that they are starting to see that Bitcoin is like a treasury asset. The chances of them looking at Ethereum being a treasury asset is going to be extremely low, because what they're expecting Ethereum to be is they're expecting Ethereum to be extremely fluid, extremely liquid, and so on, because they need it for their transactions of like the smart contracts. They need it for the gas. They need in their solutions, like if they're using Ethereum solutions and so on. So they're expecting that, you see. So with that coming in place, right, it wouldn't become a treasury asset in that sense, or store of value in that sense.
But okay, so here's my point. So if I'm saying 2020 is the year of that corporate adoption of Bitcoin, they say it as a blue chip stock. Maybe for me, I would sort of compare it to them going, it's like that that tech stock in the 90s where it's going to boom, and that sort of corporate FOMO is happening around Bitcoin. If we're saying that it's not being adopted at a governmental level, therefore proper a treasury asset, then why wouldn't Ethereum be viewed in the same way?
Because you see, right? What's
Ethereum
happening?
has a use case. Bitcoin doesn't.
Yeah, Bitcoin is used more as It's one is a value
gold.
Correct.
Paper money. It's like you can't fucking spend gold, but you can spend paper money.
Yeah, but it's still
carry around dollars. That's like Ethereum, right?
It's still that speculative play. It's really not that clear store of value yet.
Oh, okay. Why not? I give you a thinking
Ethereum
process.
The same sort of mindset. If I would be investing in either.
But you see, right? If I am deep in both, so what I'm saying is this: sovereign funds, hedge funds, and so on have acquired Bitcoin because they see it as a treasury asset. But when they acquire Ethereum, they are looking at that upside.
Well, who do we know who's done that? Because that's a big statement. So we've got Venezuela, Iran,
including the Norway sovereign fund. So
Okay.
we are talking about one of the largest sovereign fund in the world, including Singapore and so on. So there are multiple sovereign funds that are quietly acquiring Bitcoin as a treasury asset. But for those that are acquiring Ethereum, like Grayscale, for what Stefano is saying, they are acquiring they think of it as a growth stock, like what you are saying. So it's a different mentality for both. So I do agree that Johnny says that Bitcoin has no use case in that sense because there's no smart contracts or whatever that's being built on it, which is why Bitcoin is being used or being thought of as that treasury asset. But Ethereum, being the EVM and so on, right? It has a function. So technically, anything that has function, although it has value, right? The value is based on what the entire ecosystem needs it to do, the fluidity and so on. So technically, if the value of that asset keeps on rising, assuming like you'll remember like this year because of Uniswap and all the rest of DeFi stuff, the gas fees of the transactions of Ethereum skyrocketed, right? And including things like our NFT trading and all those stuff. So when these things start coming into play, right, these things become friction for the same use case that it was being built for. Yep. So there is a inverse correlation when it comes to that, you see.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my opinion on this.
Bitcoin is your gateway drug, man. You get into Bitcoin, and then you get into all the bad drugs, the shit coins and stuff. And the corporations are getting into that now too. They're like, oh, we got Bitcoin. We're in that crypto drug. What else is around here? Oh, look, here's some Ethereum. Oh, fuck, I can make more money for my business with Ethereum instead of just putting it in a vault and waiting. Oh, shit. Corporations are going to realize that they can, stake and, get lines of credit and all this kind of stuff by using the crypto that Bitcoin brought them kind of there, right?
Okay, so guys, I mean, the Department of Treasury website in the US a couple of days ago has released a statement that there's also strong support across the G7 to regulate digital assets, cryptocurrencies. I think they've maybe understood that you can't stop Bitcoin. So do you think that maybe there's more of a threat to the Ethereum ecosystem with any potential regulation? Stefano, I see you shaking your head. So
why would that be? Like, I don't see the correlation between the two things. The government is obviously needs to trying to figure out a solution to block that.
Because effectively, we've got case law effectively saying that Bitcoin isn't a security. We've also kind of got that case law now with Ethereum also, but all the other innovations, especially in the DeFi space, somebody comes in with a big hammer and decides these governance tokens are securities that could.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Those are not correlating to Bitcoin or Ethereum. Like, the point is that I can use a WordPress website to set up an e-commerce to sell securities. Does that mean the WordPress is going to be a security now? No. But does that mean that the government is going to shut down WordPress because one person has used that to sell securities? No, of course not. Things like that, as I always happen. Like back in 2017, I remember a bunch of individuals being like, oh no, whatever, nothing is going to happen. And then the SEC started knocking the door and arresting people. And that was good. Because if you don't know the law, it's your actual problem, not like anybody else. Here is the same thing. BTC is depends on the countries actually, but he's putting as a commodity, as a currency in many different countries. Ethereum is being considered as a commodity at this point, not as a security, because of obviously that usage that you have. because you have like a website that is actually denominating as a security, the government is going to go after that. And it's correct, to be honest, because here's the point. Putting a security model that is clearly a security model on the blockchain and covering that with the fake expectation that it's decentralized, so, you know, whatever, I wash my hands on that, doesn't work. But it's not a case against Ethereum in any possible way. It can be a case against projects on Ethereum.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, I'm talking.
Yeah, but why is that going to affect Ethereum?
No, it won't. I mean, I mean, you know, that horses, or at least from the US's point of view, you know, Ethereum is not a security in their eyes. I'm talking more about maybe you know, this massive sort of explosion in governance tokens and these DeFi projects. I think we're yet to see that play out.
Yeah, but it's exactly that's the thing. Like what we're seeing here, it's kind of like discovering warm water or boiling water. Like what I mean with that is exactly the same conversation that happened in 2017 during the ICO bubble, where, like, you know, we used to talk about like the government is gonna knock the door and so on. Here is 100% the same thing. Like if someone doesn't realize that sooner or later governments, not only the US government, but other governments are going to start knocking the door and taking down some so-called DeFi projects. And then what is going to happen is that there's going to be highlights and saying like, so DeFi is not really DeFi, decentralized is not really decentralized, so the blockchain is not really the blockchain. And people are going to throw some crazy stuff all around the place because they don't know how a smart contract works.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's obviously going to happen because it happened in the past and it's obviously going to happen again. And it's always going to happen every single time that we're going to create a new use case that didn't exist before. The government is going to adapt. It's going to catch up. Yes, we're always going to be first mover, but it's not that the government is going to sit down and be like, oh yeah, do what you want. We don't care. Once you get big enough that you're making enough noise, obviously the government needs to step in and regulate how they can. Doesn't mean that it's going to be good or bad, but it's 100% sure that they're going to do that.
Yep. On that note, Dunstan, this is a one here for Bitcoin. I'm not sure if you've seen this article. You guys see the screen share?
Oh yeah, Circle CEO joins appeal against U.S. Treasury.
Yeah. So comments on this one here, where obviously we've got Mr. Mnuchin is maybe his parting gift to the crypto community before he fucks off, looking to tighten the regulations up on effectively being able to self-custody Bitcoin or crypto. Thoughts on this? Is this a...
There's my thought on that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, mate.
Yeah,
Off, dickhead.
yeah.
Spinachy
Same here,
Bluchins, I
man.
got something for you. Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
let's
just
be honest.
flexing their fucking
Yeah.
dick, you know. It's like dick swinging, like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Fuck off. Try
Yeah,
it.
I mean, let's put it this way. Most of the regulators in the world, if not all, better I shall not use the word all, but most of them are actually paid by financial systems. They're actually paid by the FIs and so on, the financial institutes and such. So if they are paid by them, right? I mean, come on, man. It's like FDA being supported by pharmaceutical companies. Really? And they come to tell us about conflict of interest and so on, right? That's like the fucking largest conflict of interest ever. So if that's the case, right? So what the hell are these regulators doing? And
How does
most
the
of
saying go? First
yeah.
they laugh at you,
Yeah.
right? Now they're fighting.
Yeah.
Right? Like
and
they're killers.
and after that they join you. You know how they join us is when us crypto companies, right? Other than the financial institutes, we fund these regulators faster than the financial institutes fund them.
That's funny.
So theoretically, you know, if Mnuchin manages to get some laws in place that effectively really screw the whole point of having Bitcoin for a US citizen, which is actually owning, you know, the asset yourself, being able to self-custody it privately.
No, but I'm gonna tell the people something here. I mean, since we have an audience here, it's up to the choice of the people, right? I mean, Bitcoin is your free asset. It's not controlled by anyone. It's not controlled by the governments, the regulators. And even the person who owns the private key doesn't actually own the Bitcoin. It's all found in the stupid Bitcoin network. It's in the Bitcoin blockchain. What you have is an address to say that, come open my door. That's it. So nobody owns this Bitcoin. Nobody owns any of these assets. So it's about whether or not you as an audience want to make a choice to whether or not whatever the governments are saying and you want to agree with them, or you do something to push back. I'm not asking you to take up arms and you don't fight back, but I'm asking you to push back on the regulators. Because if something isn't fair and you accept it onto your life, is your fucking problem because you made that choice to be apathetic. Yeah. So if you can't hold Bitcoin, you can't have self-custody of Bitcoin because you're an American citizen, right? It's because you didn't fight the regulators on that front. And you deserve it, actually, if you allow it to happen.
There is also the fact that, like in the US, and I'm thinking, for example, what happened in the case of weed, or even like on the case of like the owning and the self-custody of the cryptos, the state level law, it's also extremely important. So if we're considering the US, Wyoming, for example, already have laws that you can be like your own self-custodian, basically.
Correct.
So, the federal level puts up a law that says like that you can't do that. And then you have the state law that says that you can do that. It means that like the US is going to be fractionalized even more. Yep. And it's basically going to happen the same play that happened with the marijuana and the weed.
Yep.
You start having states that are approving, the federal level is not there yet. And then like step by step, every single state gets to approving that till the point that you get the majority, and then it doesn't really matter what the federal level says anymore.
Correct. And that's the power.
Colombia is about to legalize cocaine, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like that's like obviously it opens up also but that's exactly the point. Like the state can override those type of things. So even with that, as long as you have states that are in favor of that, yeah, it's true. There might be the little state that I have no idea about the name that gets screwed up. Fine, I'm sorry for that, obviously, but it takes time, it's gonna happen at one point that like all of them are gonna start like getting in place with that. Can you mention that for a second? Right now we're sitting on what, like half a trillion in market cap. Let's assume that for real in 3, 4, 5 years, whatever is going to be along the line, we really cap the gold market cap and we reach like a 10 trillions. Okay. The US is the first economy in the world. And all of a sudden, the US says, you know what? We are going to ban ourselves and on our citizens to own Bitcoin, an entire market that is revealing gold. This is never going to happen. It's absolutely impossible. That would be like suicide for an entire economy. Let's say that it's not 10 trillion. That says that it becomes like the debts industry, 40 trillions or like whatever is going to be. At one point, they're going to get to terms with the fact that it's too big and they need to start accepting. Yes, they can start in a negative way.
Would you say so? That Larry Fink, who's from BlackRock, who's in the news lately talking about Bitcoin, would you say maybe his influence and power is possibly even more relevant than the US Department of Treasury and these statements they're putting out on a website lately?
Yeah, that I have no idea, to be honest.
For me, I would say yeah, I would say so.
That I don't know. And the point is that like on the individuals per se, to me, what matters is actually like the macro aspects per se. Like you start having countries like, again, Singapore that is being like super prone that the financial apps. Switzerland is another perfect example. They're all looking in regulating in a positive way. The little countries, the offshore countries are looking at using blockchain to acquire talents. The underdogs in Europe, like Portugal, like Greece, are trying to pass laws to actually attract talents. You got like developing countries like Venezuela that have been having issues like crazy to start using blockchain to put themselves in a better position. Like the world, every single sovereign country, the little ones, not the big players, the little ones, every single one is going like in pro on that thing. And you think that all of a sudden what is going to happen? The US is going to be like, no, you can't do that. And countries, what are they going to do? Okay, no, because like you're going to invade me and from bombs at that point. Yeah, okay. But like that's kind of doomsday scenario to me. Like I don't think that we're going to get to that point, to be honest. It's illogical.
Mm. Okay.
Not your keys, not your coins. That's where they're going with it. They're just going to make it, they're going to regulate it so much. And it's all going to be, they're going to just crack down on like, okay, Coinbase, we're shutting you down. Or I can totally see that happening, like a confiscation event.
So
yeah, but on the other side, what is going to happen at that point is that they're going to force people to migrate outside of the US.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's going to be real fucking crypto.
No, which is why I want them to do that, you see. The crazier the regulators and the government start pushing the people. Remember the last episode that we did, Sean? I was saying that there'll be 2 markets for Bitcoin. So it's going to be the institutional regulated market. It's going to be the market in which we are going to be free to transact. It's our choice. We are going to have to make that choice sooner or later. I've made that choice 12 years ago. So it's up to the audience to make that choice.
Well, my long position on Bitcoin or Ethereum is actually just probably a short-term play here that I was talking about at the start of the show. This raises much bigger questions here. Maybe we should just stay on that big sort of macro position for a while. Ethereum and the ability for it to be confiscated, controlled, as opposed to Bitcoin. Maybe Mr. Gonzo, you want to comment on that first, and then I'll throw that to Stefano.
But whether...
Well, you said the other night that it was decentralized, and we butted heads on that one.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just that people think that they own Bitcoin, but they don't, and that's where it's going. It's like even these ETFs and the funds, like, oh, your parents hold Bitcoin. It's like, no, they don't. They have a trust fund or whatever, and that they're investing in an ETF or whatever. So the market cap is growing and there's more money going into it. But eventually, maybe the government just goes, okay, fuck it. We're taking all that paper BTC, and they've got all that value from the fiat value of it now. And people are out fiat and they're out their Bitcoin, So it's like, and that's when privacy comes in, man. I think privacy is really, it'll come to the forefront fast and hard once some of that shit starts happening. Like the government's
and that's the layer that we are building. Actually, we're building that privacy liquidity pool layer.
Yeah, it's gonna drive everybody underground and be like, oh, get away.
Can I just say that there is also the option that like it's, and now I know that a lot of people are gonna be pissed with that, but there is also the chance that the governments are not enemies, that like somehow the regulation, or even like the simple fact that like take the PayPal example. I think that is actually easier for someone like my mom to go on PayPal and buy BTC from there than, setting up the KYC on Coinbase and so on, because she already used PayPal and et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's true, she doesn't own that, but there is also like an important question that like, we obviously have a specific answer on that, but the question is like, does it really matter? Like, to us is important, and obviously we have our reason, but the point is that like for the random person that doesn't care about all of these things, like, yes, it's true, the government can go after Coinbase and be like, give me like all your funds, can go after Revolut, PayPal, and be like, I want to have all the collaterals that you're having and so on. But they can still letting the little person that owns like that $100 on PayPal owning that same paper BTC. Doesn't mean that they need to like remove that and make it not losing money.
Yeah,
like that would basically mean that the government is stealing from the citizens like altogether.
Yeah, it's a fantastic point, and to this point, we really haven't seen a government come in with a big stick and try to hit us over the head.
I don't think like because that's the thing. We always take like the.
You did right. Ultimately, the government should be representing us, and we should be. It's.
Hey! I got a vaccine for you, Stefano.
It's okay. I'm super pro vaccine, by the way. Just pointing that out.
Okay.
look at what is happening around the world. Like I hope that they're gonna push a vaccine pretty soon, and that the tests are gonna turn out to be
Bitcoin
positive.
channel, not a COVID channel, guys.
Yeah, I do agree about the vaccine and so on. However, not the way that it's being done right now.
Oh no! Well, at the moment, we already seen that, like in UK, that the first 2 cases are already having symptoms and
Yeah.
problems.
So what I'm saying is, you
Oh
see,
my
right,
God, guys, am I long Ethereum or am I long Bitcoin after the show?
well,
I
you could be
taking the
long
COVID
or
vaccine?
short of vaccine, man.
What are the prices right now? What are
Be
what's the
long
price
on
right now?
every
Give me-
comp. Huh?
You're gonna get me cancelled. The HardForking channel will get kicked off YouTube if we talk about COVID. You know, we're not allowed to do that. Big
What's the
Brother's
price right
watching.
now?
We can't do that.
Hey, I thought that Google had point out that we can't not talk about like U.S. election anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I've probably got 2 strikes now that you mentioned that as well. Stefano, should I go long Ethereum or long Bitcoin after the show?
Either way, like that's my point on that. Like
Why not? I know you think they're both going up, but
I don't care. Like, do what you want. Like, my point is that, like,
you're
I
the
think
worst pundit on this channel, Mr.
Oh,
Gonzo.
I don't
Ethereum
talk
or Bitcoin?
prices.
Bitcoin is at 18,112 right now.
Yeah.
1,100. Ethereum is 553. I think you can go Bitcoin. It's lower. Better entry right now.
on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So it's a
Compare on
long
what? A better
long-
entry on what?
I would put a buy in at like
We are at a trading
17.
competition, by the way, audience. So you might be trying to trip me up.
Okay, no, but I want to know,
17.9,
like, from
17.8.
Jordan. Sorry, it's lower compared to what? It lost the same amount of percentage in 1 hour. Ethereum lost more in the 24-hour chart, lost more in the 7 days chart. Ethereum is lower. For that reason, it should be long on Ethereum because the upside is better.
If Ethereum was below 500, I would say go for Ethereum long term.
I think what Johnny is doing
It's my
is,
Christmas
he's,
play.
He's
My
going
Christmas-
on. He's like me. We like to go on FA, which is some magic numbers that we are very used to. For example, if we take a look at Bitcoin, right, I am seeing it has a better buy right now because it's at 18, very low 18. But if I take a look at Ethereum, to me, it's considered a high price right now, although it dropped a greater percentage in the last 24
How is
hours.
Ethereum a high price?
What?
Time
And
high was
because-
1,004.
Yeah,
How is
all-time
that
high
a
thing.
high
Yeah.
price?
Yeah, because Ethereum, right? It's 5.5. Well, to me, it's 5.52 right now on CoinGecko. I no longer look at CoinMarketCap. Obviously, you all know why. Yeah. So to me, right, that is a better buy right now. Wait, let me check the 7-day.
One more
14-day
thing
graph.
about Ethereum, a negative is that there's still a bit of a wild card, with the staking and everything going live, and they're hitting these hiccups once in a while. Bitcoin kind of seems it's on this steady
What do you
grind
mean?
up now.
They
Ethereum
have
I could
10
see being more volatile. You know what I mean? Like
They
long
have
term,
10% of the total supply locked on the 2.0 smart contract. 10%, and it's still going up.
Let's take a
Yeah,
look
no,
at
I'm not
this,
saying
right?
that.
Yeah,
I'm just
Ethereum
saying, who
price
knows?
is the highest this period is around 600, a low 600. So right now it's like 550. So based on that, right, I would rather be going for Bitcoin. At least
I
for
don't
this period. Yeah, that's my own thinking process.
I think that you two are forgetting the part that like BTC is still like struggling on all-time high, while Ethereum can pass 600 and go like to 650. I don't care about whatever it's gonna be, but there is not gonna be resistance and be like, oh my god, no, we passed 600 on Ethereum, such a crazy number. No, nobody's gonna say anything at that point.
But it's just mirroring what Bitcoin's doing.
Yeah, I mean the moving average is obviously a hell of a lot lower on Ethereum, but Stefano, from a bigger picture point of view, I absolutely 100% agree with what you've just said there. So right now, I'm leaning towards an Ethereum long, I'm afraid to say.
What do you
like we
mean?
talked
You
about
have
last time.
literally two people that tells you to go long on BTC, and you're like, no, I'm gonna go.
No, but he's looking based on like the more
No,
logical reason.
I like your thinking there.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
We're gonna
last
see a
week we
massive
talked about
surge in
extremely
Ethereum.
long term.
Yeah,
So
it's not a democracy here, you know. It's more about whose logic he prefers more.
but that's the point to the audience. That's there it is explained when you're like taking advice on where to go based on YouTube videos. This is exactly what happens. So it goes always on the same point. Do not.
Hey, I told you guys to buy the WOZ coin and it went up 120%. You laughed at me.
What is he doing? What? No, I'm actually curious of seeing that. Wait, how do you write that?
Okay, now that
I'm
you
a
said
fucking
it,
genius.
I'd like to check the WAS coin now. WOS is it?
Man, it's still
I'm more than
okay.
double my money. Woo!
Ah, yes, WOZX. Let's see the price
words.
now.
WOZ coin, for those that don't know,
Wait.
it's the co-founder of Apple.
Okay, but at what price you buy it at?
150.
150. Okay, that's
Damn,
still close
perfect
to a
entry
double.
level, almost double at
Yeah.
293. Look at
Is it
that.
293 now? It's gone down. It was 350.
Yeah, you
Don't
should.
forget-
I sold
I
sold half of it at 320, so I'm just
Yeah.
letting the rest ride for the rest of my life now. I've taken
Of
my
course, because it's gonna do like a 10,000x now. Like
Well, I don't care, it's Stefano. 'Cause
BTC and Ethereum.
I made my original
move.
investment back in
What?
12 hours. I can
No. If it dropped to zero, I didn't make anything, bro.
Well, no, then I'm square, aren't I? But
Yeah.
Break even.
So yeah.
But so, Sean, let me ask you a question.
now the whole
even if
panel's
you're-
going to turn on me. I can
Yeah,
see
of
it
course,
coming.
because you're always asking questions. Let me ask you a
This
question.
is about whether I go long on a Bitcoin or Ethereum.
So
and we're also
this
gonna
is
look-
a fundamental show, as you know. We talk about the fundamentals. So, what are the fundamentals, or what's that made you decide to jump into that at 153? Like with this important.
the
fundamentals
co-founder of
Bitcoin?
Apple was behind it. It was all over the news, and it had just launched that day.
FOMO. Actually, he just told you FOMO.
Yeah, it literally.
The intelligent
even
way
tell
to
you what it
describe
does.
it.
Something to do with energy.
The intelligent way to describe it is opportunistic trading.
Don't FOMO in on the WOZ coin on my advice.
Okay,
Too
so
late now.
so
on.
the degenerate, the crypto way of saying it, he just
Oh, it
FOMO
was a
himself.
total- It was 100% degenerate
It
trade.
literally did what everybody does on Telegram. This thing is gonna be listed on the exchange exceptions. It's gonna moon, bro. It's gonna moon.
Yay,
10x.
the Apple co-founder is in. Oh my god. Elon
Solid
Musk is gonna
team.
be in.
The wait, what are the things? Solid team, transparency, delivery every
Big
week,
partnerships.
non-stop. Making partnerships. Like, oh, they have some big partnerships that they're gonna announce.
We're
Hey,
going to announce the announcement of the announcement.
What did the price do since I bought it?
Double, yeah, just hold
Yeah,
it.
double.
Oh, did it?
Hold
Did
it.
double?
It's
Oh,
good.
bro, but you
Double.
didn't sell the double.
Yes, I did.
You kept your capital.
They
No,
took his
I've
capital
made
out.
120%. So
Sean,
I
it's
can't lose.
true, but even a broken clock is right twice a day. So
No, that's a good trade, Sean. You see the opportunity, you bought it, you made your money, you're out. Let it
Wait,
roll.
he didn't make his money. He hasn't made his money.
he
yet.
break even.
He
at the
broke even.
moment.
Yes. As long he doesn't sell any other amount, he just broke even over.
Stay tuned for more WOZ coin.
He didn't realize his gains.
Hey, wouldn't it
man.
be funny if I go long on either Bitcoin or Ethereum and the whole freaking thing collapses before the next show? And we all look like idiots? We haven't actually discussed that possibility.
I have
Could
people
we
Yeah,
go-
telling
could-
me,
poor
could-
right?
timing.
Could we
You
be
should have
going
bought a
low,
week
guys?
later.
Dunstan,
bought a
you're the
week
one
later.
calling 30K pizza Christmas.
No, I told you 23 to 25. 30K, I called it last Christmas. It was a bet, which I hope I don't lose.
So do you think longing either of these?
Okay, but I am
Project is a dumb
sincerely
idea right now.
more keen on Bitcoin hitting 23 to 25. Because it will be a safe price for Bitcoin to be there at Christmas.
I wouldn't just go all in. I would go on Prime.
Both
And I
actually.
would set orders at 17.9 on Bitcoin. I would set orders at like 475 on Ethereum. And if they hit, then you go long.
Yeah.
That's it. Just put
So,
low orders
Sean,
on both of them because there's going to be wicks down.
with
then
your
let 'em
your
ride.
$10, you put 5 orders on BTC, 5 orders on Ethereum, each of $1 each. So something good should happen at that point.
Just put the orders lower and lower and lower.
Yeah,
And as
actually,
they
yes.
get lower,
Like my business partner, I told him about he went in on 180050.
yeah, it's a good buy.
All right.
Yeah.
Before I make the trade, just some quick questions. Then we're going to move on to having a look at Mintable and what Mr.
Sure.
Gonzo is up to in the NFT space.
Sean's used to trading on Uniswap now, where you just push buy.
Dunstan,
Market, buy, market, buy.
could Bitcoin break down heavily here?
Breakdown as in?
Could the ass fall out of this thing?
Are you talking about price, or are you talking about Bitcoin not being
Price.
Bitcoin?
I'm about to long.
Okay,
Bitcoin or
price.
Ethereum.
There is an extremely low chance, maybe around 20% chance that it will.
Well, you told the world you were selling it at 19.5 roughly, right?
Yes, and I sold
Are
it
you
all the way.
buying back in now?
No, I sold it all the way at 16 plus, and I carry on buying upwards after that.
Okay,
My behavior, right? If I am doing the selling, you do the buying. If I sell and you sell, you are fucked.
So
Mr. Gonzo,
Dustin
do you
is selling
do you
and
see the
Sean
market
is
heading
buying.
south?
Yeah, so you know what I'm trying to tell you, right?
No idea. You're talking.
No, just don't follow my behavior. My behavior, you
Oh,
can't
so
do
you
it
tell
well.
my audience Bitcoin's going to 30K and you're trying to throw them all off. Is that what you're doing?
I am calling at 23, 25. I'm not calling at 30. Last year I called you at 30.
There's a lot of support at 17. I'm just worried that we see it break down to that before we head back up.
No, ain't it good? If it breaks down to that, ain't it better? Then you buy that price too.
Yeah, but I've told the audience that I'm taking a long position on one of the two at the end of the show.
Oh, that's
You
true.
can make a long position with buy orders, Sean. Ladder your buys.
Yeah.
Put one at 17.9 for 10%.
Yeah.
And
Sean,
then
whatever
at
you do,
17.5, you do 20%. And then at 17.3, you put 40%. And if it gets really fucking low, then you're gonna have the biggest order, and then it's gonna go up right away.
Why not?
now Jordan is obviously saying something super intelligent that it's actually wise. However, you should do something way funnier. Enter in a position now with a leverage of 1,000 or whatever max you can do. So a chain, if it goes down even on 1 cent, you get completely liquidated. So you can only go from this only up.
I might just go all in on the WAS token, to be honest.
Go for it.
Cash
With the
out
leverage there as well.
wrap your BTC, put it on Uniswap.
Oh God.
Start a poll directly on the WADS coin.
Yeah, man. If you ever
So
do
Jordan,
that, I will start liquidating the walls.
ETH or BTC after the show for me.
Like I said, 50-50. Put your stink bids in. That's what I would do.
So boring. Stefano.
No, it's not.
So
It's
I
profitable.
would divide it accordingly on the top 10 coins available on CoinGecko right now, with a little bit of a heavier position on the first two, and maybe some stable coin just in case it lowers a little bit more. And you
Oh,
want
yeah, guys. I'm going all in on the WAS coin.
I'm
Mr.
gonna tell you
Gonzo,
BTC, man.
for anyone still watching, you've been doing some very interesting stuff on in the NFT space on Mintable,
Yeah, balls to the wall lately.
and you've completely changed your head.
It's all different now.
Yeah, man. So tell us about both. Why the radical change in facial hair?
Yeah, like I said, I was really busy, and I just found myself nervously fucking pulling at my beard. And I was like, Jesus, there's fucking hair everywhere. What's going on? So I just said, fuck it, shave it all off.
Did you find anything in the beard when you cut it off, like a missing ring or?
There was a couple of students from my classes that were in there. I was like, no wonder they weren't in the last two classes. They were camping out with my beard.
You look good, mate. You look good. I think it's a great, fantastic new look.
Well, thank you, sir. It happens every once in a while. Everybody, oh, you're 10 years younger. Oh, you look good now. I'm like, oh, what? I look like shit before? Damn.
Kinda.
And a compliment.
Tell us about Mintable and what you're up to.
Well, and Mintables is kind of connected to like 80 million other things that I'm doing right now because I'm getting a lot of traction on people asking for commissions for NFTs. All these projects are like, hey, we want to do a card series, or hey, we want to reward our holders, or hey, we need a video or some kind of promotional image, and everything's just getting turned into NFTs. And I was going between Rarible and OpenSea, and then we interviewed Zach over at Mintable, and he showed
Yeah,
us.
I'll put a link below to that interview, people, if you want to check it out.
Mintable, and so we've been talking, and he's been helping me out, and I did a drop yesterday. I got commissioned from a shitcoin degen project. It's called Orgy Token. So they paid me some ETH up front. I made a sexy image and a logo for them in like a day, and then they're like, I'm like, hey, you want to make this an NFT and we can sell it? And they're like, he's like, okay, cool. So I printed. We did one big NFT with the animation, and then I've got some other like sub graphics that we're gonna.
All right. Or
Orgy Coin, ORGY. Good times. It's yeah, I had a good time doing that project. The guy's like, Orgy Coin. I'm like, really? Are you kidding? He's like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I always get crazy jobs like this. I don't know why. It just happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
you really don't know why, isn't it?
It's just strange. I always get these weird jobs. So here, let me share my screen. I've been doing I'll give you some sneak peeks of some of the work. Oh, which one?
This is an orgy material you're about to show us, is it?
Could be. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So I did a logo for these guys, and they wanted these little graphics, you know, something tasteful, but we thought about, hey, camouflage, orgy camouflage. And then so we came up with these different graphics, and I put them in space and
It's not a
animated.
promotion for orgies or orgy coin, by the way, people.
It's NFT. Degen art means degen crypto. So I made all these little graphics and then made camouflage out of it. So that was fun little job. And then what else? I was working with a company called CyberFi.
No, but you were going to tell us about Mintable.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So I've got like 6 different projects and they all want NFTs. And Zach's like, oh, you got to do a drop, you know? I'm like, oh, right. Okay. So I got this project, I got this project, I got this project, I got this project. So Orgy was first. That was my first Mintable experience. But I just want to share some of the other stuff I'm
Have you
working
ever
on.
been to an orgy, Jordan?
No comment. So the CyberFi stuff is really cool. They wanted me to do commissions for 5 different cyberpunks. So Akira, these are a bit work in progress. This one is the Matrix. So they're going to use these NFTs to get rewards, like win video games and PlayStations and NFT and staking rewards and stuff. So they're trying this really cool, a different system to give utility to NFTs. Back to the orgy. There's a couple different graphics, but then I had to make some posters. So I figured I'd make some Satoshi posters. These are going to go inside the NFTs, images inside. One of the other inspirations was Ghost in the Shell. Did a little mashup poster, more orgy. Cyberpunk 2077. I did a comic book take on it because it's all 3D. And some of the 2D stuff, I did a 3D take on it. Ghost in the Shell. It's got a platinum kind of NFT rarity to it. So these are work in progress. They're not finished yet, but just to show you, some 3D cars and some 2D characters and some 3D backgrounds, mixing everything all together. So those are coming up. They're actually due tomorrow. They're going to launch the staking platform for the NFTs. That's CyberFi, CFI. If you're trading it, I bought some. It's kind of a cool project. It's all about automating DeFi projects and stuff in DeFi. So on Mintable, which is a really nice platform for selling your NFTs, I created a store yesterday. So basically it puts the store on the blockchain and all your items. So from there, I minted my first NFT, Gonzo non-fungi shop. So I minted up that orgy token. And so it went pretty smoothly. Sorry, my daughter's interrupting. There's so there was a bit of an issue, because when I went through the process for the first time, it's like anything, but Zach was right there. He was awesome. He was on Telegram hitting me up like, oh, push this and push that. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was getting a bit confused. And you think blockchain, so it's going to be permanent and uploading the wrong files and all that kind of stuff. But luckily there was enough time. So there's a low res JPEG that you can check out to see the image. And then you load like a preview file of the animation. And then you can upload the high res file, which is like over a gig of animation. So let's see if we can hear this. It's not so good because it doesn't loop, but yeah. Oh yeah. And it loops. It makes a nice little loop there, but it doesn't play back properly as a loop in the preview. But yeah, there we go. I love it. I love doing art that people just
So
tell you not
tell
to
us a
do
bit
and
more
you pay
about
for it.
Mintable, though. Who's it for? Who should know about Mintable?
Mintable is for any NFT content creator. It doesn't even, well, you know what? It doesn't even have to be for an NFT creator. It can be for any artist, whether you make music, art, models, like 3D models, anything that you can sell as a digital file, you can make it into an NFT. So I'm working on some of my art buddies back in Canada. I'm like, dude, you guys got to get on this, man. This is like all the shit that we were trying to do earlier, but it didn't work with the traditional markets. Like, you can put your NFT up, you can set your price, you can get paid right away. You know, the fees are low and shit like that. And it's like, you can put royalties on this stuff.
So could I put my
sold.
Axie Infinity land on Mintable for sale?
Yeah, I mean, it's a digital marketplace. It can load other NFTs from other
No, it
places.
cannot.
No, you can't.
No, because it's on Loom, right?
Yeah, land
Right.
is not on Ethereum.
Right.
What about Vess's
Yes.
NFTs we own? We can put them on
Yes.
here, right? Okay.
Yeah, they don't support 1155s though, the ones from Rarible.
So it's a marketplace, and it's also a place you can actually mint.
Yeah.
Mint the NFTs. Okay.
So on the like, they got a nice, browsing function and searchable stuff, right? So see, look on their front page. There's my NFT pop. Woohoo! All right. So that's what part of the drop is, and then they were tweeting out a bunch of different stuff. So yeah, so far so good. I minted one like bigger NFT, and then I also minted a bunch of smaller, just JPEGs, 25 copies at like $4 each. And then the bigger piece, I'm looking for like 0.4 of an ETH as a minimum bid, or you can buy it right now for $1,000. And so the auction's open for 3 weeks, and we'll see how it goes. I've got one bid on it already, which is pretty cool. I was, that's all I wanted to sell it, so that'd be cool. I haven't really sold many NFTs yet. So I've just been making them, but I just got a huge pile. But some of that I have made have sold for quite a bit. It's like I haven't sold any of mine directly. So the link swap ones that I did, those ones sold out, and I got a royalty on those. And there was the Chonk Finance one, Vitalik and Satoshi. Those ones have been selling like crazy. I'm getting like 3-4 ETH for them, but I don't get any of that. I got a bad deal on that. That was my first NFT. I didn't negotiate royalties, and I got one card out of the like 20 that they minted. I don't really want to sell it now. So, but live and learn. Like everything, you got to go through the process once or twice before you make the mistakes and figure it out the next time. So
maybe I should go long on buying some of your NFTs instead of Bitcoin or Ethereum tonight.
There you go. I got lots. They're coming up. Haha. No, for sure. I mean, NFTs, man, like I'm just all into NFTs right now. I can't, like, between making the art, breeding Axies, just like getting commissions to do them. It's just everything. NFTs all day, all night right now. And it's like, I'm so stoked because, we're talking about use case, and it's like my use case is here right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a huge opportunity, and I've got to like, nail it, find the exposure and like find my niche and like really pump out some stuff, right? So I can capitalize on the timing, right? So been a bit busy. I haven't done much trading at all, just investing in projects that I'm working on pretty much. So that's I haven't been able to coin watch at all. Just keep
that's
staples.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I love having you on this channel. That's what the HardForking brand is all about. We're trying to showcase all all the things happening in blockchain, and it's fantastic to have you as part of the team. You know, it's what you do for a living, so you know, it's awesome to see this type of thing.
Yeah, that's great.
Any
I can't wait
comments from you, Dunstan, on the
NFTs.
NFT space?
Well, I have been in NFT since colored coins actually.
Nice.
Colored coins were the first NFTs in the world. It was a Bitcoin NFT. So yeah, then of course one of it
Was it a visual, like a piece of art, or what was it?
Yeah, something like that. So but then of course when the other NFTs come about, I started acquiring. Like even Decentraland, now it's awesome because we've been using it and asking people to pay for rent if they use our land, and we don't even need to build shit on it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'm thinking of the XCs. Yeah, awesome that we got a tip from Stefano. So I'm not gonna tell the tip to the public. So yeah, it's
on that note, we've been dragging our heels a wee bit here because we are sponsoring these XC teams. It's going to happen in the next couple of days. Have you picked your recipient, Mr. Gonzo? Have you found?
Yeah, I got a player. A player. He started playing.
Stefano, have you found one?
Anza Fak.
Nope.
And Sean, I got you one, bro. You haven't replied. You haven't sent.
I know. Yes, I know who Adele is, and I've met her. I know her well. I'm actually. I think kind of the whole point here for us is we're trying to find somebody that needs the money.
Is that the lawyer chick?
Nope.
Dunstan? Adele?
It's an actress from Singapore.
Chick.
Oh yeah, I'll send her a team.
The lawyer chick.
Okay, so if you're not gonna send her, Johnny's gonna send her, man.
Yeah, he's got his team. They got their teams from me. I got tons of teams. I'm your Axie pimp, yo. I got all the Axies, man.
If you were still,
I got pink ones. I got blue ones. I got furry ones.
Watches these videos to this point.
Okay, I'm gonna give you her contact, man.
Get
Okay,
my
yeah.
team. Comment below why you want an Axie team.
I want an Axie team because I want to breed Axies.
Yeah, well, that's why I got them. Yeah, and I've been breeding
see?
them, and now that I'm breeding them, I'm farming them out for people to play.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another way actually.
Yeah, so well, that's what the scholarship is, right? So I started breeding them all so that we could get these scholarships going.
So will you accidentally get a rare Axie if you breed them just randomly? No.
You can get like rare good players, you know, like they have good stats and stuff.
But not a rare Axie, right? You have to buy or something like that, then you will get the rare Axie, right?
The mystics and the rares, yeah, you gotta buy them.
Yeah.
No more.
Is it like randomized or whatever? It's just like, some eggs or whatever.
Yep, they're using Chainlink. Axie's using Chainlink for its randomization. No, look, another use case for Chainlink. Fucking haters.
Hey, he's as much a Chainlink maximalist as I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. Right?
Yeah. And then the Aave NFT drop just finished. They did the snapshot.
The Aave Gochi, right?
Well, they give you this little avatar that you can put on the land play.
No, you're talking about two different things, guys.
Oh, it's two different things. Okay.
I see.
Yeah, I saw Aave Gochi sort of thing. I thought that was quite cute and funny, but yeah.
Yeah, was it the Aave NFT platform? Was it built by Aave Community?
Yeah, I think so.
For
I don't know.
No.
No.
So I see Axie's been
Ripping.
had a couple of issues lately though, because too many people are actually playing the game. Is that correct?
Oh yeah.
Good thing or a bad thing?
Well, we're crashing. There's too many users. Oh no, there's too many users. Oh, it's forcing us to upgrade faster. Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I think it's doomed. Like, sell everything. It's clearly game over for Gaxi, like, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this, right? We just take a look at our.
Should I sell my WOZ tokens and buy the AXS token, which is the Axie Infinity governance token?
Okay, I don't know about that.
If you want, you can do what you want.
Yeah, but I will sell your WOZ token, man.
Remember when we did the trading show on Monday and Lisa said, don't buy it? That's when you should have bought, because since then it's done like 40%. Seriously. Remember I said, what about AXS? And we charted it. She's like, oh, I would stay away and look for like a 28-cent entry.
So
And
if
it's
anyone
now
that has no
65.
idea what the AXS token is, maybe you want to explain quickly, Mr. Gonza.
What's their governance token? But the difference between this governance token and most of them is that there's actual issues to vote on, all about the gameplay, and the landowners and the Axie owners get the governance token as part of the airdrop. And then people with holding the AXS token, you're going to get a cut in the marketplace fees, which is like growing insanely fast. And by the time they actually implement it in 21, wow, it's going to be sweet. Sweet.
Stefano, I've heard you tell me that the AXS token is one that you will buy and hold for a very long period of time, but you haven't bought it yet.
Correct.
When do you think is a good entry position?
I'm looking at, well,
not financial advice, by the way, people. It's just for idiots having a chat, as you've.
It's one of those tokens that I'm expecting to go down simply because I'm waiting for the airdrop to happen. Based on that, it depends on what is gonna be like the size of that airdrop. If we're seeing things like Uniswap level, like where some of the players, obviously, I'm not talking about like you've used that once, you're gonna receive $1,000. I'm talking about like the people that were in the community. It always comes down to like the size of that reward. Obviously, like the people that owns like hundreds of Axies or hundreds of land are just gonna keep. They're not gonna sell that or anything else. But the people that are actually playing the game to earn a living out of that, they're probably gonna liquidate at that point. And that community is actually pretty substantial. Like we don't have to like underestimate that part. So I think, I don't know when that is gonna happen. Obviously, they didn't announce that yet. They're gonna say soon, but we don't know yet. And when that is gonna happen, I think that in the following few weeks after that, I'm expecting the price to go down because I'm expecting people to cash in and sell out of that. Let's assume that it's gonna happen in December. Well, it's Christmas. People wants to buy nice gifts and so on. It's free money. Why not? After that, you start having like Chinese New Year. You start having like all of this entire period, like December to February, March, is that period where people normally cash out to buy gifts and so on. And free money is a good thing that you will cash out, to be honest. So that's when then I'm looking to enter. But if you ask me about like what I think about that token, I think that is potentially something that like I'm obviously thinking a little bit in different terms. Like when you're going to a financial advisor and they give you like a retirement portfolio type of things and so on. I'm doing that on a personal level for myself on blockchain projects that are giving you like, those returns and those type of things. And the Axie token is 100% something that I'm putting for my own. I strongly believe in that.
Yeah, it actually sounds extremely cool, actually, and it's a game. You can earn money from it. Why not?
That's the thing. Like, and the more the thing is that like a lot of people that like are going on trying to make a point of like Axie per se, what they're missing the part is that like Axie is building an ecosystem on that. Like you have the card game now. Because breeding is not really a game, is more like a system, like in the same way of like CryptoKitties was and so on. The card game is the first thing. They're going to launch the land gameplay, and that is already going to be like two different things. Then you're going to start having like battles in a way that like you can, play against like other users in a more like structural way and so on. Different type of challenges, tournaments, like that ecosystem is going to like expand to a level where potentially it can incorporate a lot of different style of games, which is something that we're seeing like in project like the Sandbox, for example, where like you get like a lot of these little mini games and so on. With a solid token economy that is done properly, because people are actually earning $5-6 a day by having like a proper session and having like the daily tasks. Expand that in all the different things that you have. Start making like $20, $30, $40 a day, whatever. I'm obviously stretching the story at this point. And a 0.05% of all those commissions that are generating are basically sending to the treasury that then are distributing to the holder of that token. I don't know what is going to be the amount, to be honest. I have no idea whatsoever. And I'm actually expecting that it's going to be overpriced at the beginning. Like you're probably going to make like a couple of percentage of return, of yield of return on the value of the token. But overall, if you believe in the growth of a project like that, yeah, like that's the only case that I'm willing to make, because anything else count nothing. It's like potentially this thing is huge and awesome, so that's fine.
Better than the WAS token.
Of course, WAS token does nothing.
Yet.
It's
Goes
never
up
gonna do
100%
anything.
in 24 hours.
It's a fucking fundraising token. I mean, what the fuck, man?
I don't-
is getting
All right. What's
boiled
your
up
before
on the
we
WAS
finish
token.
off tonight, Dunstan? You got any hidden gems for us?
Hidden gems for tokens or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, buy BTC, buy ETH,
Already
and buy NFTs,
Already have.
buy gaming tokens like
Already have.
Sandbox, Decentraland, buy some land in Decentraland, buy some land in Sandbox.
Haven't done that actually.
There's a new game. It's a Sims like one. I forgot what is it called. But it actually looks like Sim, and the whole thing is done like Sim.
Dude, I've been waiting for the SimCity crypto game.
Yeah, but so it's like the Sims, and yet it has all the tech of Sims right
Yeah,
now.
man, I can imagine. Like I was playing SimCity before I got into X, just to like fucking turn my brain off at night.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I'm
So,
like, man,
yeah,
if this
yeah.
was
So
on the blockchain, this would be perfect. There's an economy in it.
There
There's
is actually
fucking
one crypto
currencies.
game that's actually like that right now, and it has exactly the same tech, the same graphics.
Oh yeah, nice. What's
I
it
was
called?
shocked when I saw it. I'm like, wow, this is actually a real game.
Build your little city, the economy gets stronger.
Well, it's not the city, it's the Sims. Like you know
Yeah, the
you can
people.
build your own
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
be part of the town and so on.
So hang on. So what's the hidden gem?
It's a game. I forgot what is it called. You'll need to find it though, because I forgot the name.
You're giving me a hidden gem that you can't remember the name of.
Well,
I've lost all faith in this call immediately.
Dunstan, if you like gaming, have you looked at Blankos?
No, not yet.
You got to look at that, man.
Oh,
Really
okay.
Especially because today the founders goes away, so
you'll need to send me all the different games and the different NFT sort of things that you are in. Recently I'm free now, so what I want is I want to get in on those. I spend a couple of thousands of dollars buying some of their assets and so on, and I sit on it and squat and
Play some games.
I think next week we need to do this show live so that people can actually just jump in and join our ramble.
On that note, to whoever is still watching, like for a proper list of like some cool things that are happening. 10th of December, Blankos. It's a game. It's having an open beta, so there are going to be new Blankos that are going to be available to the market. If you don't know what it is, check the website, learn. Number 2, tomorrow, the Sandbox, and to give also an idea about like how things are evolving in the blockchain space, the Sandbox is having a land sales in partnership with the Smurf, the little
Smurfs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And like here's the thing, like you can like it or not, it doesn't really matter.
No,
but the
that
point
makes
is that
sense,
like
though.
it's
Yeah, I
actually
get it.
something very famous entering the
it.
blockchain space. And you can get like some premium and more cheap land and so on. It's available. They already had like multiple pre-sales in the past. This is like the 4.3. Other thing which I find super cool, because we had him on the show as well, Mehdi from DCL Blogger, launch an aggregator to check the price change in the historical price change of NFTs. So if you're buying like a specific thing, it tracks like how you increase in prices and so on.
Oh, that's cool.
And one thing on this that I spent like a couple of hours on this today. There is one tweet where he's announcing that he's spending $300 in the first week on buying NFTs from a known artist, and then $100 every month on supporting new artists in general. And so he's asking on that tweet to any single person that is doing NFTs to, post their their shops, like their profiles. So on Rarible, OpenSea, Known Origin. If you don't know what these things are all NFTs marketplace.
Mintable.
And there is an insane list of artists. One of the things that like when I first started learning about NFTs was like you see all of these crazy sales of like 50, 80, $100,000, and you're there with like your little half a ETH, and you're like, what do I do with a couple of $100s? I can't even play the game. Truth is that there is so much on every single price point that go and have a look at that specific tweet, to be honest, because there are like hundreds of artists. Like the community, it's so much bigger than what I actually thought. And really go and have a shot there. There are some grants that are being like, and that's like a cool thing that a lot of games type of thing or incentives that are happening. So Bonk has launched on LinkSwap. You join that pool, you receive an NFT. They've already done that in the past, but it's like another example of things that are happening. There is, well, Jordan mentioned that Cyber 5 is not giving additional tokens, but they're doing like a lucky draw to giving away copies of Cyberpunk 2077.
And PlayStations.
That I didn't see that, but whatever. They're doing that as well.
Okay, I definitely need all your links, man. I need all of these.
Then there is like there is some grants that are being done. Don't remember the name of the platform for doing that, but there are like this grant that you can support via DAI. And what is happening is that people are basically like looking for grant to develop products, obviously on Ethereum, another type of product that is happening. And the cool things is that like a lot of people that are developing things on NFTs and so on are basically like telling you that if you sponsor and support that development, that grant, and you donate even like 5 DAI, so the equivalent of $5, they're giving you in return an NFT for free. Obviously you're paying $5. And there was this in particular that I saw today that is done by this artist called, don't laugh, it's the name, Bruce the Goose. And that's like represent the cool part of the community. So this person, not Bruce, but this person is having a grant on this product. And she said, whoever donate 5 DAI, I'm going to give it an NFT. And Bruce took the tweet and wrote down and doubled down on that. So whoever donates the 5 DAI receive not only the NFT from the artist, the first artist, but receive also an NFT from me. And there is simply so much that can be done right now. So many collaborations that are happening, so many projects that are getting together, so many artists. It's so cool. And it's like news after news all together. So really go and try some stuff because there is so much right now.
Awesome. Okay, well, you need to send me those links, Stefano. I want to put them underneath.
Yeah.
Not just
Sure.
Stefano, man.
Video.
Johnny, I want all of them. Gonna start buying some shit, man.
Sure, absolutely. I put like some personal notes. I put like some bead on some hearts today. So far 0 got accepted because I'm a low bowler, obviously, so it's never gonna happen. But hey, no, it's super cool, you know. If we can support, I'm not gonna pay thousands of dollars for that, to be honest, but you know, if I can support in some way, definitely gonna do that.
All right, excellent. I think we'll wrap it up here. Guys, I think this type of show is probably better suited to going live maybe next week, so we can have people jump in and throw questions at you guys. You're all extremely knowledgeable.
Now that Sean knows how to do that.
Yeah.
You learn. He knows how to go live.
Him and Lisa sat there for 2 hours trying to figure it out.
Yeah, but it's like riding a bicycle once you do that the first time.
Look, I mean, Stefano, thank you for being a gentleman. You're 100% correct. I think everything in the blockchain space has that utter moment of fear when you do it for the first time. You know, there's so much new innovation constantly.
You went live on YouTube. What are you talking about?
Well, it was the first time.
Blockchain.
We're talking about blockchain, yeah.
My point is this: doing anything for the first time involves a hell of a lot of,
Oh, we are talking about somebody.
and you know, a lot of what we've spoken about tonight's probably gone over the heads of a lot of people, but that's why maybe we should do a live show and people can ask you guys. You know, you guys are sort of real powerhouses of knowledge here, and you know, your passion for especially the NFT space. I think it's fantastic. I think we're one of the better channels for covering that. So yeah, let's go live next week now that I know how to go live.
Sounds good.
So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that next week, and we can just ramble away for hours. But thank you very much for your time, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
So long on
BTC.
Bitcoin or BTC for Dunstan, Mr. Gonzo. Look, it's boring. Pick one. Pick one. You can only pick one. It's me doing it.
On Prime.
Yep.
On leverage.
Yep.
Bitcoin.
Go 3x.
Bitcoin.
Conservative.
Bitcoin, like I said earlier, Bitcoin, just because it's a better buy, I think, right now. And yeah.
Stefano.
Well, I don't.
I know what you're saying.
Problem.
I mean, if
Okay,
you're talking about just buying and holding,
No, that's a
if you're
leverage.
doing a leverage trade in the short term,
So
Bitcoin.
here's the thing. I cannot care less, to be honest, because I don't trade. But just because you two say
Don't
BTC,
trade.
I need to put like a flag on the other side.
You're trading 100 NFTs on the daily, for God's sake.
Yeah, but it's not trading. It's just
Yes,
like
it is.
exchanging like cards in Pokemon.
You're offering a price. That's
Yeah,
trading, my friend.
Anyway,
it's
just
like
because
option.
like they both say BTC, I need to put the flag on the other side, so I'm gonna say Ethereum.
good man.
I mean, someone needs to support the cool projects, like what you two are just like, oh, look at us with our little currency that does nothing. Yeah.
But I'm a Bitcoin maximalist.
That's ruined the point.
Oh God, what's the price? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Have a look.
He's a chilling maximalist.
It's we're heading to 17,000 on 18 one on BTC right now. 555.
Yeah, basically did a
555
move.
on Ethereum, which is the Thai symbol for laughing, by the way.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
5555555. Text
it is.
laughing.
Is that a sign, Jordan? Is it a good sign or a bad sign?
Don't buy it.
And shall I show the world that I would make a trade based on something stupid like that?
Hey, I bought Link at 7.7.
Wozcoin. What's the Wozcoin? Let's have a look.
You should go all in on that. I
Yep.
think that's probably the smart. We don't do financial advisory, but for the first time we do that. Let's all sell our houses and everything and put everything
On
on
was.
Wozcoin. It's a
Good
sure
idea.
play. It's 100% sure play.
I can't even remember the name of the project. What the hell is it called? Here it is.
F is something. It's done by the Italian team, by the way.
EFOS.
Shit, it's
EFOS.
calmed down.
eForce, that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're all Italian, except for like Wozniak. They're all Italian. I'm wondering like what the heck is doing Wozniak there? Like how did he get up there in the first place? Like, oh, I'm in Italy. Let's do a blockchain project. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have paid the bugger.
All right. Well, tune in next time, people, and we will go live, and you can find out whether I went long on Ethereum or Bitcoin. I think I'm going to go on Ethereum.
And then next week
Oh,
is gonna
the
be.
entry, man.
I decide that I went long on Tether and I did nothing.
I've got a horrible feeling we're actually hitting lower for a little bit.
I'm saying it's not
maybe,
about whether
I
you're
don't
going
know.
long on this or that. It's about your entry price if you're going short-term leverage trading.
So what? Just stay out of the market then, guys. And what a boring show this has been.
No, you sit around for the next couple of days, and when you go, holy fuck, that's really low.
Oh no.
That's when you buy.
That's too easy. No. He bust everybody's balls for the entire show that he's going long on something. Now he's gonna do that. Like, are you kidding me?
Fuck the market. I'm going my own way.
Yeah,
I'm going long.
He needs. I don't care.
We're not a financial advice channel. We're an entertainment channel.
You can pick any other
that
coin.
reason and that reason only, I'm going long on Ethereum at 555.
Vitalik,
Fair enough.
Vitalik.
Entertainment. That's it. No financial advice
He went long.
at all.
Yeah, we're gonna short Ethereum.
1000x.
Yep. You heard it here first, people. Probably really dumb. I think the market's actually going lower, but we're an entertainment channel, not a financial advice channel. It's the only reason I'm doing it. Entertainment.
Well, you'll be entertainment if you buy wars, right?
I mean,
Hey.
it was pretty entertained on
sunshine,
that 2x.
I bought was,
on
and it went up
what's going on.
120%, and I sold it. All right.
Well, what I'm saying is this time instead of choosing Bitcoin, Ethereum, you buy wars again. Now that will be entertaining.
You just got to get your system.
Yeah, and
That's
you know,
half-
right? You can sell the dogs that were barking. You can sell the house that's behind you, and then going for wars, man. That'll
When
be fun.
when in doubt, Sean, don't worry. Just go for what's going. Don't
Yeah.
worry about that. Just don't ask questions. Don't bother. Don't worry. Don't stress out. Just what's
Yeah,
going.
and you
All
will
right,
see
any
your
other-
dog
any
later
other-
on doing
any
this.
other hidden gems before we go. Jordan, you got a hidden gem for us?
CFI.
Auto coin. What is it? What is it? Orgy?
Orgy. It's pretty much a dead project. The guy's talking about closing it anyway. It's just fun little. Here's some ETH, make some cool shit. So it's fun. And then I got to use.
What do you
Mint-
do with the orgy token?
Nothing.
Orgy. It's like PAMP. It's like self. It's like.
Oh, that went well.
Well, no, it's a deflationary coin. You know, like there's this little subsection, you know, of degen stuff. Like these devs, they come up with coins,
Yeah.
and everybody hypes into it, FOMO's into it, and they're like, hey, let's make some.
What are they having a meme coin, by the way? That one that just
Still
went up
going.
thousands of percent.
Let's
Yeah.
still go on.
Really?
No, Sean, the question is what you do with the profits that you took from Wazcoin.
I'm buying orgy coin.
No, well,
Well, obviously, what else can you do?
I want to know,
Like,
what do I do with the orgy coin?
you lose it. You buy some NFTs with it.
Lose it at an orgy, or where do I lose it? What do you mean?
No, but the point is like once you make those profits, you got to have a plan on what you're going to do with it next. Are you going to ape into the next thing, right? Oh, Steve Jobs just came out with a coin. Oh, fuck, wait, he's dead. Oh, I bought it anyway. You know, like,
I actually wouldn't try to do that.
yeah.
Taking
You know,
no,
like-
Steve Jobs, I think a majority of people. know
Okay,
this,
so
but
anyway,
like,
people,
Have a plan. Take
my
half of
hidden gem was the was coin. That worked out pretty well. Or Jordan's is the orgy coin.
CFI.
Stefano, hidden gem.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to enter the sales of Sandbox tomorrow to buy some land. So that's what I'm doing.
Can you send me the link to that immediately? Because I'll post this video tonight. Because we've obviously, if we're talking about this now, I can't.
Yeah. That,
Stefano,
that's what I'm gonna try to do tomorrow. There are only 4,000 available, 4,300. So I don't know if I'm gonna.
Where
be
can you
fast
buy it?
enough.
Where do you buy it?
On
You sign up on their website. So a couple of things, because it takes a little bit of preparation. One, you need to sign up on their website and create an account. How do you create an account? You just insert your email and connect your MetaMask wallet. Two, you can purchase only and exclusively with their token, which is the SEN token.
you got to buy
So
that
you
shit.
basically go on Uniswap, use the pool, put your Ethereum in, take out the SEN, put the SEN on your MetaMask, and then tomorrow when the sales start, you hope to be the faster click on the bar. I don't know.
Bar, gas wars. That sucks. I hate that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a gas war.
You got to
It
pump
is.
gas.
Yeah.
But that's a good
I can
strategy.
tell Dunstan's already doing it now.
Yeah,
It's like-
as usual. But I already bought lead, so this is actually easy for me.
But you know, like what you know.
All right, links below to Stefano's hidden gem. It's not financial advice, people. If
Not an Eden
if you-
gem like the
if you're
Sandbox
still
is
here
good
at the end of
thing.
this show, you realize that we are just having a bit of a casual chat. We will be live next week for your questions. Dunstan, hidden gem.
Hidden gem would be that weird little one. I forgot the name. I will find it and pass it to you. But I actually think that it's actually
You don't
cool.
really understand this whole content creation thing, do you?
No, I don't.
All right, when Dunstan tells me, people, I'll make another video. Or hit Dunstan up on what's your Twitter, Dunstan?
My Twitter is The crypto guy started with a K. So yeah.
The crypto guy with a K.
Yeah.
All right. Well, link below anyway to that, people. Hit Dunstan up, ask him for his hidden gem. When he tells you, let me know.
Yeah, when I figure it out, I'm gonna ask my friend. I forgot the name.
All right. Well, listen, thank you very much, guys. It's been a good fun chat, and thank you for lunch yesterday, Dunstan.
Yep. It was a lunch and dinner, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was good fun. It was nice to get out and about in Singapore again.
Oh, that's why everybody was so quiet today. All fucking hungover. Hey,
Dunstan doesn't drink, actually.
Well, yeah, I'm
I
sure.
don't.
You kidding me? We got 2 beers. How do you go in and go over with 2 beers?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't drink, man. I don't like alcohol.
Sean does.
Yeah.
Why don't you? Well, what? You had a bad experience with it?
No, I just don't like alcohol. I like mushrooms, not alcohol.
All right, Zoomer party. Oh. I've been to Mushroom Mountain not once, but twice before.
Anyway, Jordan.
You know Johnny loves.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea what these guys are talking about.
Buy the ticket, take the ride, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll see you all very soon. If there was anything that sparked your interest in this chat, there are links below. See you all soon. Thanks for watching.
Thanks so much.
Bye now.
Bye.
Goodbye.